Hello, beautiful Pisces. There's an image hidden in here. Yes, there is. I'm going to let you know everything that it means and how much it applies to you this week. If you want to see it and you want to know it, come on in and I'll show you. Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to your reading Thursday. So we're doing a tea leaf. I love doing this one, and I love doing this turmeric ginger blend that I have. It's got cinnamon in it. It has cardamom. It has green tea. Anyway, there's all kinds in it. It really contributes to the color in the tea. I love it, and every time I get something really amazing, and this time was no exception. Right away I saw it, and it's a tree. I mean, you could look at it as a tree of life, but I'm going to show it to you. There's the canopy right here, and you see you see like there's the light coming in, and then there's like the bottom, and this looks like a pathway. And over here, this looks like one of those things that fly off a tree. You know, it's got the little thing going on here. And this here, I don't know, I'm looking at it and I feel that something's going to come in after. Okay, so we're going to look at this first of all. Okay, I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit so that you can see, and while I'm talking about this. This one had a really big message for what we've been looking at all week long. What we've been looking at all week long, Pisces, is why the checklists in life are really getting on our nerves. You know, in that way of, why is it causing me this much grief? Why, when I am striving for everything that I've ever wanted, why am I finally not happy with it? Well, as soon as I looked at this tree, I thought, wow, it's very lush. I mean, it's big, but it's not just the top that's nice and, you know, full. The bottom is so filled with stuff that there's barely any light showing in between the ground and the middle part. And right away I felt a feeling of stifledness. Okay, the idea of feeling stifled by all of this. The message came in as less is more. Sometimes we go and we're striving for so many things, and we add things to our lives because we think we want it. There's a few different reasons that happens. Some of it is, you know, maybe we started out wanting something maybe years ago and we just kept going at it, but it's not really filling our cup anymore. So we add to it. We add other things that we think might make that happy, and then we end up with too much. Sometimes those things aren't even ours. Sometimes they belong to dreams of our parents or what we think society wants us to be. Sometimes it's just we strive for more because that's the way that we've been taught. More is better, more is bigger, more is success. But more is stifling. And it doesn't leave a lot of room to breathe. And this is what I feel that this tree has none of. No room to breathe. For some of you, an elephant might be important because I see the ears here and the trunk. So just saying that, it's not really going to hit for anybody. Maybe you have an elephant on your desk, such as I do right here. This little wisp of thing that I said that was just like flying away, this reminds me of one of those things that you blow into the air. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I think it was in the Tarot of Oneness. And I think it's a dandelion after it's done its journey type thing. I'm just going to take a look here. I'm going to put this in the camera so you can see it while I'm looking. And it's freedom. And I think of this card every time that I see something like that. Nope, it's not in this deck. I just remembered which deck it's in. Oh, and that's nice. I haven't used that deck in a while. It's kind of hiding, so I'm going to... Somebody just mentioned it to me today. And, yeah, I'm sorry if you're hearing cars. It's just a very nice day, and I don't want to have the windows closed. We're too closed off anyway. So it's the Spacious Tarot that I'm taking from. And I might pull... I think I might pull cards from the Spacious Tarot today. I think that's a good idea. I didn't even think about it, but yeah. What can I say? What can I say, Pisces? If you're starting to feel this one right here, this thing, this is what I feel that this is right here. Right here. I feel that this right here. Okay? And this is the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is usually a really great card. I mean, you blow on it and, you know, it's saying, oh, your blessings are all in these cups. But in this case, it might be that these blessings that you want or you're seeing or you're attempting to get, maybe you're just, there's too much. It's too much. It's like, you don't need to fill all 9 cups, is what I'm saying. You don't need to fill them all up, okay? It's not necessary for you to be happy, to get everything that you want by doing that, okay? I almost feel like this pathway that's leading in there. I feel that may be you walking away from it. And it's, you know, you're dragging, there's so much stuff there that you're dragging some with you. If I look over here, this looks like an exclamation mark. An exclamation mark of somebody who's yelling. You know, like, you see the dot? It's almost like saying, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. This is a hook. This is what this is. Some of you may even feel like you're on the hook for something. You know, like a fish caught, not able to get uncaught in a situation. Some of you may not even know or may have not even questioned why you feel the way you feel. And that's where it begins. Okay? I've said this before. We're so busy trying to figure out why we should be grateful for every single thing that we have that we don't question why we're not. And I find that it's really important to ask those questions. See, you have the moon here. And I feel that's what's happening too. The Moon card has been making a showing in all of these readings. It's just been there for you, Pisces. It's trying to tell you something. This is the shadow self when you look at the moon, right? And it's also the card of sometimes confusion. And it's also the card of reflecting something that may not be true to you at this point. You're giving the world a reflection of what you think they want. But what you really need to do is turn that mirror inwards and figure out what you need to see. Is everything that you get going to make you happy? Is it really going to bring you happiness, or is it going to stifle who you are? You're going to be buried under stuff, under things, under obligations that maybe you thought you wanted, or you thought what other people required of you. I'm not saying cut down the tree or abandon ship. I'm saying start cleaning out this. Start making room so that this tree can have room to breathe and grow. So that the ground underneath you has room to breathe instead of rotting there under a bunch of stuff. This old dandelion that's floating, it's also spreading seeds elsewhere. It's just going to a different direction. Let's see if we can get anything from these cards here. They're hard to shuffle, but let's see. Broken ring. Parting of the ways in either romance or business. I don't think I need to explain that. Bird, perched. Waiting for news, package, or letter. I'm going to take from this one now. Staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times. Okay, I'm going to leave these at that. And I'm going to read them either with or without the message on them, because I think that there's a lot. The broken ring, it came up in the last reading too with the charms. Remember what I talked about? The ring that was, let me see if I can find it here. If you haven't seen the charm reading, go see it. This was part of a ring. And I talked about it, and I talked about it in friendship. But I thought about it after, and I guess they made it come up, is that sometimes you need to separate yourself from a situation that's no longer helping you, okay? It just ends up being a burden. It ends up being a problem. It ends up being something around your neck that you don't need, okay? So I'm not telling you to not leave without contingencies, without, some kind of security for you to try something on your own. I'm not going to talk about broken relationships. That's up to you, okay? Things of the heart, those are things that they're sometimes hard to do, and I understand that. But I will tell you, if you're looking to start your own business or just, move on from something, you can prepare for that. You don't have to go from one day to the next. This is how you start paring down your tree so that it can breathe. You start making plans in order to move away from that, okay? And that's how you start making air. As soon as you start, I remember when I left work, I put money aside to do this full time. And as soon as I started putting the money away, parts of me started to breathe again, because I knew that I would be able to get to the end of something, to start something new. Okay, there's that. And the bird perch, it's waiting for news, package, letter. Not only that, I feel that it's, yeah, I feel that it's a bird that's not flying. As if you've seen this, there's no birds here, okay? Your birds in your tree, they're all stuck in the tree. They can't see anything, they can't move. They can't see the sky. And I feel that that's what you're doing. You're waiting for news, or you're waiting for something, or you're waiting for success to come in. And the waiting is also part of the problem here for you. You're just not feeling it, right? Sometimes in the waiting, you realize that you don't really want to wait for it anymore. It's nothing that interests you anymore. The staff, for me, to tell you the truth, all I see is a wand, okay? This is what I see. And taking care in difficult times could be, you might be lucky. This might be an individual message for somebody who's, who's worried that they're not going to be supported if they decide to make changes. But look at the people who love you. Sometimes I thought the same thing. I thought if I tried to do something that I'd be alone in it, only to have my husband repeatedly tell me, do what you want to. Go ahead. Okay? And he was very supportive. So make sure that it's not an illusion that you're creating for yourself, that maybe you do have the support and it's you stopping you from doing things. Okay, that's the other thing. They could also be talking about spiritual people, your spiritual team who will help you. My spiritual team, Liam and Mona at the time, they were the two that came in first. They came in to help me with my shift into spirituality, which I appreciated. The staff, though, could be of a new opportunity that's coming in. Okay, the Ace of Wands, a new inspired thought. Out of this will come a beginning that's going to serve a much better purpose in your life. The messages this week have been really, really obvious, Pisces. Okay? You are sitting, oh, look at this. You are sitting in a spot where you are wondering, why, if I have everything, or I'm striving for everything, why isn't it bringing me happiness? You need to look deeper. You need to research things. You need to look at them with open eyes and really ask yourself the hard questions. Not the questions that, are surface. And not to berate yourself, because that's the other thing. Why aren't I happy? I have everything. That's not the right question. The right question is, I don't have everything. It's, why aren't I happy? Never mind if I have everything. Maybe the next question is this everything what I really want? Like I said, we kind of cage ourselves or get ourselves stuck in a restrictive place that doesn't serve us anymore. It's okay to want different things. It's okay to want a life of more. More than what you've got, even if it means less. Sometimes the very best thing is to sit down and have a conversation with yourself. To take a moment of quiet with the birds and the trees. And ask the important questions. What do I want? What do I really, really want? And not talk yourself out of it, or tell yourself that you're wrong, or tell yourself that you're bad for wanting less or different. If you're miserable while you're striving to have something, or in the middle of where you have something, this This right here is what awaits you. That cannot be sustained. Something breaks in the interim. Some people manifest it in different ways. They manifest it in depression. Some people manifest it even worse in health problems. Some people manifest it and they do drastic things. In other words, leave their entire lives behind because they can't handle it anymore. If you're here, this is a reading to help you maybe avert that. Sometimes you don't need to get rid of everything in your life. You just need to ask the right question. What does this tree need right now? It needs oxygen. It needs air to breathe. Start by clearing the underbrush. Start by raking the bottom. Start by clearing the path. And then work your way up and out. Get yourself off the hook. Let yourself be like the breeze and blow like dandelion. Get the exclamation out of your life. That feeling of wanting to scream and talk in exclamation. It's so funny because when I first saw it and I thought it was I thought it was a mushroom, and there's a mushroom right here. See, I thought it was a mushroom. It could be as well. Okay. Mushroom's also a fungus. Just saying. Just saying, Pisces. It's also a fungus. Fungus is good, but it is a fungus. Take care of yourself, Pisces. Okay? Let's take another one. We'll do it on the cut. Let's cut this. I'll cut it in 3. Jug. Light-hearted, carefree time. And the question that I posed is, what comes out of this? The way you should feel. This is what you're longing for. If you start addressing the problem, the issue, this is what you're going to feel. Your heart will get lighter. You'll feel free like this right here. Feel that like that. You're going to be able to blow in the wind and spread yourself everywhere and actually feel blessings and grateful instead of feeling stuck or just blowing in the wind. That can be seen as 2 different things, just like the moon has many different meanings. Thank you so much for being here, Pisces. I really enjoyed this week's readings. I think that there was just the right amount of chaos and and fun. And this really opened my eyes to my own life. I have a really great life, but like you, sometimes I feel like I get stuck in the momentum of stuff that I really don't like. And yes, there's things we need to do. Yes, there's schedules we need to meet, and that's always going to be. But if you're leading a life of happiness and really true fulfillment, a lot of that doesn't feel quite as bad. But sometimes every single one of us needs to clear things out a little bit. You know, revisit where we're going, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how fulfilling it is to us as individuals. I'm sending you a lot of love, light, and blessings. I hope that you have a really great end of week. Even though Saturday, I don't know, what is it? Saturday is the 31st. I'm going to take a look, see I'm probably not. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check. I'll have to check when the next... I think it'll be the 7th, maybe, that I'll do the live stream. Or maybe it will be Saturday. I'll let you know one way or another. Thank you so much for being here. There's my other channels here in case you're interested. I have Soul Awareness, where I crack open a whole bunch of different things, and I already mentioned it a lot this week about when gratitude becomes hollow. That was the latest one. I think you should check that out. Well, now it won't be the latest one. That'll be the one from last week. But you can just go on the channel and check it out. And then again, I have Life Path Number Tarot, where I do your life path numbers. There's also Tarot Guide with AI right here. I love that channel very, very much. And you also have another video available for you in case you're interested. Thank you so much for being here as always. If you haven't subscribed yet and you love these videos, you've watched them all week and you're still on the fence, well, why don't you hit the subscribe? Yeah, help out my channel. I'd appreciate it. And I will see you later. Bye for now.